I'm Ju Gosling from Together 2012.
Hi, I'm Julie Newman. I'm the chair of Together 2012.
Hi, I'm Robin Surgeoner, known as Angry Fish. I'm a disabled artist and part of Together.
I'm Josh, the Surgeoner. I'm a uni student and a gamer.
We're in East London, in Canning Town, at the G90 studio with 5 cats and 2 assistance dogs.
Oh, crikey, got to compete now. So we are at the Angry Fish Studios in Sutton Coldfields, just near Birmingham, with 2 cats, 19 fish and 2 children.
I'd forgotten about our fish. I haven't counted them, but it could be in 3 months' time I know to the exact number how many we've got. So we're here in isolation. You're in isolation. A lot of people out there are in isolation, and everybody, I hope, is staying at home. So we're going to be looking at how you can be creative from home, our Join In From Home programme, and hopefully seeing lots of videos and photos of other people being creative, talking to other disabled artists. Julie, what else will you be doing? You're also going to be giving some advice, aren't you, with our engagement support worker later in the series?
Yes, most definitely. And I believe I've got to do something with a sock puppet at some point.
Yes, coming up, our sock puppet challenge. How about you, Robin and Josh?
Okay, so, well, ideally I'm going to be presenting here, helping, chipping in as I feel fit or improper, whichever comes first. And as an artist, as we progress through and we get better at this, then hopefully I'll be able to present some of my work, you know, maybe even play the guitar and sing to you down the camera, some poetry, and ideally actually get into doing some kind of online creative thinking.
Excellent. Josh, I think you're also going to be giving us a bit of an update on the Paralympic sports and some gaming.
Yeah, it's kind of some what's going on in the world of sport, although not a lot technically at the moment. Everything seems to have been cancelled. But yeah, kind of keeping an eye on how parasport's kind of developing and what's going around in the world, whilst everyone's kind of stuck inside. And then yeah, a little bit on kind of gaming and ways to stay entertained without having to go outside.
Excellent. That all sounds very interesting. So today we're going to be looking at the Join In From Home programme that Together's running. We're also going to be talking to Hannah and Stara from Act Up Newham, who have already taken their theatre company online, both for rehearsals and future performances. We're going to be saying a brief goodbye to International Women's Day, and we'll also be talking about the new commissions programme that Together 2012 have launched for disabled artists.
Absolutely, loads of things to listen to. And plenty of stuff coming up in the week, so it's kind of exciting, really. Kind of feel we've got more going on now than we did have before we were stuck at home.
Well, I mean, speaking as somebody who's not been able to go out without support for nearly 20 years, my life has certainly opened up a lot, although of course also being closed off. But our main message is, if you stay home and stay creative, you'll stay well. So this is our Join In From Home programme on our website, which is together2012.org.uk. You can join in here wherever you are in the world, and you can share your work with us and our audiences via links, downloads, and other forms of sharing. All of these activities can be made accessible and inclusive for all ages, and they mostly use materials that you already have at home. You can also watch films with us from our past film festivals and performance videos, and you can listen to music with us. And over the weeks, we're going to be looking at much more of these activities. But what we're going to have a look at today is one of our family activities, and this is one of our favourite activities from our family activity days, which we usually have in the school holiday. So here we have Make a Sock Puppet. So Make a Sock Puppet is one of our most popular activities from our regular family activity days that we usually run in the school holidays. We've got a choice of sock puppets here. We've got ones that are quite simple and straightforward. You can see this one And it's got made with a nice little sticker, very easy to do. We've just pushed a pipe cleaner through, and lo and behold, there's your sock puppet. This is a bit more complicated, but it is a great opportunity to teach your young person how to tie a knot, how to sew a button on. Or we have the really straightforward option, and I'm going to challenge you, Robin, to see whether you can do one in the course of this show, where literally all you do is get an old sock. This is obviously one of those opportunities to use up all those single socks which have lost their pairs, and just use a felt tip pen. And as you can see on the website, you've got the written instructions, but you've also got all the instructions by picture. And I have to say at this point, thank you very much indeed to Hazel Brill and Alison Marchant, who are our youth worker and clubs programme leader, who did all of these photos for us on the last day that the office was open. So, Robin, how's your sock puppet?
Well, so far,
one of them here.
We have one sock. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way out the screen. One sock donated by a leg amputee, and it is ready to be effectively turned into a puppet. What we haven't taken into account is my inability to draw anything. So as we progress, do I have to do this online? Do I have to do this as we speak?
Well,
I have.
Show us how straightforward it is, because one of the things about these activities is they're all about being creative. So once you've got your sock puppets, you can write a play, you can make a film, you can send us your sock puppet film. We will show it on our TV station. We will share it on social media if you send us your photographs of your sock puppets.
Well, so far so good. I'm raiding my daughter's Sharpie collection here.
So while we're coming back to that, I'd like to tell you more about our online commissions. So Together 2012, we always run a festival in Disability History Month, which is usually the middle of November to the middle of December. And every year we have a digital component so that people who can't get to the festival in real life can still come along. So some of the viewing that we've got on the website at the moment from Joining From Home is videos of performances and things we've shared, also Spotify playlists, and so on and so forth. So this year we've already decided that the bulk of the festival, if not all of it, will be a virtual festival. So we're really turning things on our heads this year, taking advantage of the situation to say many of us may not be able to go out or want to go out over the winter. Let's celebrate all this digital talent that's coming along. Let's celebrate all these disabled artists online. So we've, just as a start, we've set aside £8,000, which artists can bid for to make work for the festival. We've also got the opportunity to support artists to apply for more funding from the Arts Council. The Arts Council have just suspended their project grant system, but they are setting up a new grant system for individual artists. They've told ourselves as a national portfolio organisation that funding is going to be available. So what I'm very much hoping, I'm just going to mute you there for a moment, Robin, while you're messing around with your sock. But what we're very much hoping is that people will also be able to get funding from elsewhere. And we also hope that that £8,000 will just be the start. So we're encouraging people to think really creatively. How will you engage with your audience? What is a live event if it's on the internet? Is it about it interacting by email, by live chat? Do you use Instagram? Do you use YouTube? Do you use, 1,001 other options, only limited by your creativity and how good your internet connection is, of course. But we're not looking for the most complicated projects. We're just looking for really good projects, aren't we, Julie?
I think, yes, absolutely. Projects which other people can join in with as well. I think that's quite important. If you do something that's beautiful and artistic and glamorous and gorgeous, which is lovely, other people won't necessarily be able to join in.
Yeah, I think participation is certainly absolutely key. But that's not to say we're not interested in streamed performances and so on, because we are, but we are looking for that element where you can also interact with your audience. So the deadline for those commissions is the 30th of April. There's all of the information is on the website under the link that says 2020 programme. And so that's up to £8,000 in a first pot. You can apply for, I think, anything between £100 and £1,000. If it's a big project, we will support you to get additional funding. And all of that information is on the website. Let's see how Robin's sock puppet's coming along.
Oh, well, hello.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's I'm not sure it has in any definition. It's called Mabel. Not sure why, but it currently got named instantly. That was total genius.
Yeah. So I guess your challenge for later in the week then is to make a film with it.
She said, "Us make a film? Okay, we'll be there."
So let's see. There's Hannah and Stera. So I'm thinking, Hannah and Stera, we might bring you in at this point to talk a bit more about ACT Art. So just bear with me for a minute.
Should it have been a clean sock?
Hi, Hannah.
Have you muted her?
Hi, Hannah, we can hear you now. And hi, Stera.
Hey, Stera. Hello, Hannah.
Hi.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you.
So tell me where you're locked in.
We're at home in our house in Plaistow, in our flats.
And how are you managing with ACT Art? I know you've already set up all sorts of systems. Do you want to tell us a bit about them?
So we were lucky enough we had quite a lot of notice that we were going to stop. We kind of planned ahead before the government told us to. So we downloaded Skype on each of our members' phones, and then we did some pretend warm-ups, pretending we were at home whilst we were still together. And so now everybody has it on their phones, and I organise a Skype group call twice a week at our normal rehearsal times. So that is what we do.
And what are you rehearsing for?
Well, we are working that out as we go along. Before we stopped, we were working on, what were you making, Stera was making a script, and we had three of our members, Jade, Aura, and Stera, working on scripts. And Stera's script we were working on as a group at the moment, and she was using signs, so we were sharing a lot of signs to that. So that we've been doing that a lot recently on Skype, and hopefully we're going to make a script and also poems. You're going to make poems using those signs, but also we're now trying to think of some ideas for a creative project online, which I think might take a bit of time because it's something completely new for us. Yeah.
Although you have just been recently making work over the internet, haven't you? Because tell me about your work with South America.
So we've been collaborating through the internet with a theatre company called Los Inseparables in Chile, and that means inseparable. The Inseparables, and we communicated, although we were still meeting. This was before coronavirus, but we were doing rehearsals and then taking a freeze frame or an idea and sending it to them, and then they would send it back. And then slowly we developed our characters. Like, they asked us questions about our character in Spanish, and then we have Claudia, our assistant, who speaks Spanish, and she would translate. And what did we make in the end? We made a film. So it's all come together in a film where we've found ways to have the Chilean company members in the film as well as puppets, and also coming up in speech bubbles in lots of different ways. So yeah, that we have a lot of, you're right, actually, we do have a lot of practice now because of that.
And how did that project come about?
We were just interested in working with people from other cultures. I remember some people from Canada came to our rehearsal because of you guys. And we really liked playing games with them, and they taught us games that they play. And then we just thought it would be a good idea to kind of share ideas from different cultures. Oh, you want to show them the signs? Oh, it's not here. Go on then. Sarah wants to show you the signs she's been working on. Some of her signs.
That's great.
There we go.
Do you want to show some of the signs now?
It was a sign, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
a sign.
Yeah, hold it up to the camera again.
Come forward a bit, and then you can see. What's your script called? It's called Open Notice. Where is it? Oh, pass it from there, Sarah. 1 second. I got that one. Here we go. There we go. So we've been working on songs to teach the act uppers so that they can get used to doing the signs. So this is You Are My Sunshine. So you hold it up. Can you see?
Yes.
Hold it up a bit closer.
And maybe if you could send us a scan of that, Hannah, we
Not
could
finished yet, but
when you have, that would be great. And what's happening to the film?
oh yeah, good idea, Sarah. We are still working out what to do about the film. We were going to do a big launch event with an exhibition, and we kind of had different presentations done by each person about the context. Now the challenge is,
Hannah, we're losing your signal, so I'm going to come back to you again later in the
can't
week.
hear them.
Hey, back to Robin and Josh. So,
Well, that was Stera and Hannah, and we're going to come back to them later in the week.
yeah, and I think we'll continue to see a lot from Stella and Hannah. But
Sounds really exciting.
some technical problems at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all having technical problems with this, our first webcast, but I think it's not often that you have to set things up with a few days' notice. And I kind of feel like the next time the world ends, I'm going to be much better prepared, including stopping the cat eating through the microphone cables. Because as you can probably tell, we're kind of using a basic webcam and the laptop microphone today, despite all of the kit surrounding us, just because of bits missing that you think, well, this is certainly not essential, it's not worth a delivery driver coming out to do that. Or indeed you have the cat. Do your cats like cables?
Our cats seem to love cables. Yeah, we bought a brand new Christmas tree, plugged it in, and not very long afterwards there was a pop, and a rather spiky haired cat emerged from the tree.
Looks a bit confused.
Yeah, no, they haven't learnt though. They still do it all the time. They just,
Yes.
I don't know what it is about cables that they find so inviting. But then we also had a rabbit at some point, which we didn't know would eat cables, and we used to let it kind of loose run around until I suddenly found that I had a load of microphone leads that no longer connected, that had been run around the back of the studio, that the rabbit had decided to just eat their way through.
Well,
yeah.
we'll be showing videos and pictures on a Wednesday of artists and their pets. So if you're a disabled artist and you've got a pet and it's doing something kind of funny or indeed not so funny, and you want to send us a video or a photo, please do. I think
it would be good as well to get, sort of snaps or clips of assistance dogs. I'm thinking particularly of Merlot and Stera and Hannah, because Merlot is just such a lovely dog. It'd be really nice to have some pictures of him.
Yes, I mean, I think anyone who's got an assistance dog out there that you're in isolation with, like you say, do send us your pictures and images. What else are we looking for in terms of contributions, Robin?
Well, I think that, I guess, obviously spoken word stuff, which is relatively simple to do, because either people can record it on their phones, or as we progress can phone in and perform it, or indeed people can send in, email in something that they would, like performed by one of the resident presenters, to do it. And hopefully, as I was saying earlier, it'd be lovely to be able to actually get some stuff going, in coming up with some suggestions. I mean, I was thinking about this before we came on air, asking somebody every time we do a show, asking someone to write a sentence on how the show made them feel. And then in, 3 weeks or 6 weeks time, people put those sentences together as a reflection of what the show's meant to them, which would be a great piece of legacy, if nothing else.
Mm. And what about you, Josh? What would you hope in terms of younger people?
I mean, I'm kind of a little bit stuck at the moment around university, in that I'm kind of entering a phase of, or planned phase of, face-to-face research, which obviously is now not happening. And that can a little bit kind of stressful and uncertain. So if people have kind of questions around trying to do uni work from home, or kind of dealing with disruption, maybe we can kind of give some advice on tips from people that have worked at home quite a lot and kind of been stuck in their home offices or kitchens or things. Some kind of tips and guidance on staying sane whilst having to kind of work all cooped up, I guess.
Yeah, and I think if we can do some way of helping people unlock their creativity. In fact, you and I were talking the other day about how we've got all this apparent free time, and yet the onerousness, there's the fear and the negative atmosphere that's around are really quite stifling. And actually, if we could find a way of getting people to say, look, put that aside for an hour, just think about something exciting, think about something fun, and actually not just kind of reignite the kind of creativity that us creatives already got inside us, but actually working with some others, and kind of going, well, actually, guys, you could do this. It's just talking, it's just words, it's just pictures, and make a picture or a set of words to talk about how you feel.
Now that's a really good introduction to a piece. I'm not sure whether it's going to play it in its entirety, but this is from Pritesh at ACT UP, and he sent us in this picture of his painting of a coronavirus monster. So just bear with me for a minute.
I am doing picture corner work. Venice.
Virus.
Monster.
So that's Pritesh's coronavirus monster.
I think it's kind of ironic, quite how attractive they make the picture of the coronavirus look when they put the pictures up on the thing. It's like this little cuddly monster with loads of little eyes on it.
That kind of spiky ball.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we'll talk, I'm sure, about making instruments and stuff, but actually, let's do, get people out there making their own coronavirus viruses. No, perhaps that's a bit. We won't go that far. Models, their own interpretation of models, 3D models, egg boxes, and paper mache ready.
It looks like something that I would throw for my dog.
Yes, it does.
Like a spiky ball.
Well, that seems like a good time to just go back to the offer that we've got in terms of different things that people can do. So I'm just going to hide you for a moment, Robin. So I'm just going to go through very briefly some of the activities that we have that you can join in from home. With the art club, you can join in with the art club and you can make a hand, or indeed 2 hands. All of the instructions are on the website, and this is the kind of beautiful things that we made over at Newham Show in July. With the dance club, we're challenging you to make your own mask, make up a dance, film it and send us the dance. And the best of those films will be eligible for the Disability Film Festival in December. Now, we've looked at one of the family activities. You can also make a lunchbox, you can decorate a jar. With Music Club, you can learn how to make your own percussion instruments and play along with our workshops from last summer. You can also, if you're technically minded, make a tactile sound device. For Photographers and Filmmakers Club, you can make a video with the theme of home and then share it with us for the festival. And that can be anything you like. It can be drama, documentary, dance, animation, artist films, anything on the theme of home of any length. And then with the Poetry Club, we're asking you to write or sign a poem on the theme of together and send it to us. We're going to be publishing the best of those in a book in November, and everybody whose poems included will receive a copy. So all of this work will be shared online if you want us to do so. And with the poetry, there will also be a book in November as part of the festival. So you just go to www.together2012.org.uk and join in from home.
Hello.
Hello, and there we go.
Okay, so I mean, from this end, actually, I'm increasingly finding things to do. Not just trying to get everything wired up together so as we can be more technically proficient in terms of presenting TV shows, but actually strange enough, just thinking about being creative makes me want to be creative, which is kind of cool. So I'm not sure if you can have an entire book of Angry Fish poems entitled Together, but you never know. So it's been great, and it's so nice to be, chatting to you guys, and with my
social distancing, mate.
Yeah, social distancing. We're all right. We're in a relationship. and but it's great, because I think it is nice showing that you can do stuff, even stuck in your own house, with people that you like ish.
Thanks, mate.
I'm really looking forward to meeting a lot of people that I haven't seen for a while, and certainly won't be seeing in real life for some months to come.
Yeah.
Program. So if you're a disabled artist out there watching and you want to tell us what you're doing now, talk about your work, then please do get in touch. But anybody out there, if you're being creative, send us your photos, send us your videos, send us your text. You can email info@together2012.org.uk, or indeed Ju@together2012.org.uk. Julie, Josh or Robin, all at together2012.org.uk.
Can I just say, I think it's been very interesting having this period of time formalized, because I was stuck indoors last year because I had an operation on my knee. And it's interesting having this period without the pain. So I feel almost as if I've had a virtual other knee replacement. But something that's come up for me is that just about 250, sometimes 25 words a day, I've started writing a book. I'm just doing it at night, sort of as I'm sort of trying to wind down from the day, just adding a few sentences, a few words, sometimes a couple of paragraphs if I get onto a groove. But I think having that opportunity to do something just for myself is very interesting. But I think also there's people who have so much to say, and we have such little opportunity to hear what they have to say. I'm really looking forward to using this TV Together business to find out what's going on for other people as well.
Yes, absolutely. And finally, I realised, of course, it's still Women's Month, and all of that sort of disappeared. And by the time we come back together on Wednesday, it will no longer be Women's Month. So I thought today, I'm hoping that we'll be ending with other people's poems in the future on Monday, but I thought today we might finish with a poem that I wrote some time ago with the Pop-Up Poetry Club. We usually run the Pop-Up Poetry Club on a Wednesday morning, and we're hoping to relaunch that by telephone very, very soon. And what I found since we've had the Pop-Up Poetry Club is that I've written an awful lot more than I used to. So again, I think it's that sense of once you start focusing, then yes, I think it's that having that creative focus always leads to being more creative. And what I found is just sitting down with a cup of coffee on a Wednesday morning and saying this is time to write has been really productive. But this, of course, is actually based on a much more important poem by a much more important poet called Maya Angelou. And it's my version of her poem, Still I Rise, and this is called Still Rising. You may take me out of history with your swift averted eyes. You may cut me from your family, but still like mist I'll rise. Does my attitude upset you? Is that why you leave the room? Because I roll along quite happy and refuse to live in gloom? Just like cakes and biscuits baking next to bread and pies. Just like flowers springing up, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me humbled by the insults and the lies? Crushed down by all the prejudice, living in complete disguise? Does my joy and strength offend you? Does it make you want to glare because I sit like I've got jewels studded all across my chair? You may wound me with your words, you may taunt me with your cries, you may troll me on the internet, but still, like heat, I'll rise. Does my sexiness disgust you? Does it come as a surprise that my body works like yours does at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the wards of history's shame, I rise. Up from a life that is lived in pain, I rise. I am a comet dancing up high. Sparkling and shooting, I tear through the sky. Leaving behind nights of long suffering, I rise. Into the new day that's brightly dawning, I rise. Bearing the pride that my forerunners gave, I am the dream and the hope of the brave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you again on Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Hooray.
Bye for
Bye,
now.
Robin.
Yeah.